Are you interested in a tarot reading? We're going to be talking about how to get started and what to expect this time around. That and our Sunday morning spread coming right up. Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me again this week. Brian No from Cards of Light. If you are a regular viewer, I really do appreciate you coming back to check out the video again this week. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe when you get a chance so that you will get all of our new content as soon as it comes out. And if everybody could just quick give this video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that as well. We will have our tarot card reading for the week to come, coming up in just a few moments. But I want to talk this time about what to expect from your first tarot reading, or from a tarot reading with me anyway. And also how to get that arranged if you'd like. If you have enjoyed the readings that I do on this channel, and you have maybe been interested in having a tarot reading but kind of didn't know how that would go, didn't know how to arrange it, then that's what we're going to be discussing this time around. So if you visit the weblog at atarotjourney.com, if you go to that address, it's going to take you directly, and that link will be in the description box here to the video as well. That will take you directly to a landing page that talks about arranging a reading. And it should give you some information that sort of gives you an idea of what to expect and how to get things moving. But I want to go into a little more detail during this video as well. You'll find my email address on the site, and that's the best way to get started, would be to email me. We'll arrange a time that works for both of us, and then I will send you a Zoom link. If you use Zoom all the time, should be no problem. You just follow that link. If you are not used to using Zoom, then it would probably be a good idea to get that downloaded onto your machine and or device, and test it out ahead of time. Make sure everything is working all right. Also, a good idea ahead of time to have an idea of what you would like to discuss during the reading. So any questions or concerns that you would like to address, what kind of prompted you to arrange the reading, that sort of thing. Good to have that in mind ahead of time. And during the first few minutes during the Zoom call, we'll just kind of get acquainted. I'll ask you some questions about maybe your past experiences with tarot, if any, to kind of get an idea of what prompted you to book with me and that sort of thing, so I can make sure that I'm addressing any kinds of questions that you have, and that I'm serving you as well as I can with the reading. So once we've done that, and make sure that you can see the table well, that we can hear each other and all of that, then we'll take just a moment or two to get quiet and centered. We probably also will, ahead of that, determine what spread we're going to be using, what deck we're going to be using, if you have a preference on that. Then we'll take just a few moments to kind of get centered in the body, get our minds quiet before we begin. At that point, I will cut the cards and lay them out on the table. And once they're there, I'll probably ask if you have any intuitive impressions just from looking at the cards. If you have got some experience with tarot, some things may jump out at you based on that. If not, I'll just ask you to, hey, look at the table, see if there are any cards that particularly stand out. Any initial impressions or intuitive impressions that you get right away. Want to make sure that we are attentive to those as we go through the reading. So we'll take a look at the big picture that's on the table first, in very much the way that I do the readings on these Sunday morning videos. We'll look at the big picture of the table, and then we'll take the cards one at a time, the cards and the positions, and kind of talk through what information they're giving us. I like to keep these conversations relatively informal. So it should be an actual conversation where, I'll be talking about what I see on the table and then kind of asking if that resonates with you, what sorts of additional thoughts or impressions or questions that you have that come up during the conversation. So it's very much a back and forth sort of situation. It's not like these videos where I'm talking and you're listening. It's very much a conversation and a back and forth. And sometimes the most important information that comes up is actually from the person that I'm reading for, where they'll get just an intuitive hit, like, oh, this is something that I hadn't thought of that is very very important to the question being asked, that may be very valuable, but it's something that hadn't occurred to them. And this is kind of the magic of tarot, as far as I'm concerned anyway, that it tends to jar things loose in our consciousness that maybe we're there all the time, but we just hadn't thought of, that just hadn't gotten up into our field of vision. So we can take all kinds of sidetracks and as much time as is needed to kind of process all of the information that is before us there on the table. Then towards the end, I'll try to sum things up as best as I can to focus in on what is the most important information that we discussed. And if it is a question where you're looking for guidance, we'll kind of try to sum that up and to agree together what the cards have told us and what information we need to pay the most attention to, and kind of a plan for going forward as well. Afterwards, I will send you either a photo of the spread, or I can always record the session as well through Zoom and send you that video later if you'd like. Some people like that. Other folks would rather kind of not have the burden of knowing that there's a video being recorded during the session. So your preference there is what's most important. We'll discuss that on the front end, though. But I'll at least send you something afterwards to kind of prompt your memories and to give you a record of the reading, at least in the form of a photo, if not a video. In terms of payment, I'll make sure that you have either my Venmo or PayPal link, whichever works best for you. And sometimes people will take care of that ahead of time, before the call. Other times, we'll wait until we decide for sure what sort of spread. So if somebody wants to book and say, hey, I'd like a 3-card spread about this topic, then they can go ahead and take care of payment at that time. If it's a sort of thing of, hey, I'd like to book a reading, but I'm not sure yet what spread to use or how much time will be involved, then we can wait until after the reading's over, and that's fine with me too, just as long as you take care of it when you can. Also, I'm always open to follow-up questions by email later. If something occurs to you after the reading that you didn't think to ask, or something is prompted by the reading that you think of later that you want to discuss, always open to that sort of thing. Also, I'd love to hear what happens later as a result. So if you get some guidance from our session, and it's just always nice to hear back, hey, this was helpful, or hey, this, I'm not sure, based on what we talked about, how to move forward here with something, or additional questions have come up. Whatever, wins, losses, or any confusion, it's good to clear those up later. So it is sort of an open-ended process. Yes, you're booking this call for a specific time, but also always open to follow-ups after the fact. I think that is basically what I do. Other tarot readers may handle things completely differently than what I do, but this is basically how I handle things. If you are interested in either more information or clarification on anything that I've said here, or you'd like to book a reading, please do pop on out to the weblog at atarotjourney.com and get in touch with me. I'd love to hear from you. And if you've got comments that you would like to just leave here with the video, that is wonderful as well. Comments, questions, anything along those lines. If you're a tarot reader and you approach things differently, I'd like to hear how you do things as well. So please feel free to share that here in a comment. I think that will do it for this topic. Let's go to the table now for our tarot card reading for the week to come. Okay, we have the cards laid out for our tarot card reading for the week to come, and we're looking again at the 4 dimensions of life this week. In the physical dimension, we have the Star. In the social emotional dimension, we have the 9 of Swords. In the mental dimension, we have the 9 of Cups. And in the spiritual dimension, we have the 5 of Swords. And so 3 pip cards and 1 major. We've got these 2 9s here, and we've got 2 from the suit of swords this time. So an interesting array of cards. Let's take these one at a time. So over here in the physical dimension, we have the Star. This is the dimension of our lives where we're looking at things that are very solid and material, or seemingly so at least. We're talking about physical health, financial matters, work, that sort of thing in this dimension of our lives. And we have the Star, and this is the card of hope. This is the card of drawing from that source of all there is, drawing inspiration, drawing guidance. Think about a guiding star, the North Star, that sort of thing. And so coming as this does in the physical dimension, I'm getting a sense that this is about physical health for someone, and that been struggling with some health issues of some sort. And this is a signal to not give up hope. Help is coming from maybe an unexpected source. I would see that coming into view before the Thanksgiving holiday here. So in the next few days, we'll be looking for some good news, some help, and some hope to come, and a little bit more clarity on whatever the situation is. So if this is resonating with you, or if this plays out that way for you this week, please do let me know. I'd love to hear from you on that. It may also be a financial matter, and same story there. Hope arriving from an unexpected source throughout the week. So that's the way I would read that card. Over in the social emotional dimension here, we have this 9 of Swords card. And this is the card of, it's styled cruelty in the Thoth deck. This is the card of obsession and being, it's not so much the cruelty that is being imposed on us from outside, but it is the cruelty that we impose on ourselves. This is a card of nightmares. It's that feeling of waking up at 3 in the morning and being just a sense of foreboding and gloom and worry and distress, and not being able to get back to sleep then, just rolling something over in our minds. The holidays are a difficult time for a lot of people. We a lot of times are having to confront things that happened to us when we were very young, and relationships that may be difficult to navigate, and we may be face to face with people that we don't see the rest of the year, and it's just lots of stress. Typically, we like to think that the holidays would be a time to just celebrate warmth and love with the people that are closest to us, but that's not always the way that it plays out. The thing is, though, that the expectations we have and the memories that we have are sometimes our thoughts about all of that. We get so deep into our own heads that we impose these nightmares on ourselves. And so I think the advice, if there is any in this card this week, is to to try our best to gain some agency over our own nervous systems and over our own thought patterns with going into situations like that this week. To do our best to focus on the good things, to focus on gratitude for all that life offers us. And we certainly can't deny difficult relationships, difficult people, wounds from childhood and forward. We don't want to minimize those things, and we don't want to just pretend that they aren't there. But if we can find a way to place our attention on things for which we can be grateful, then that goes a long way toward mitigating some of the rest of this. I do wish you blessings this week. Wish you calm and beauty and every happiness. But this is what it is. If this is what we're feeling, we need to take responsibility for that ourselves. Find a way to focus our attention on things that aren't so awful. So just be aware, though, that energy is out there this time of year, and so we need to do our best to take care of ourselves. And sometimes we need to just stay away from situations that put us in this frame of mind, too, as hard as that can be sometimes. So, okay, enough about that. This Nine of Cups over here, styled happiness in the Thoth deck. Cups, the suit of the heart, the suit of emotions, the suit of social relationships. And interesting that we have the Nine of Swords, so swords, the suit of the mind. That's over here in this social emotional dimension. Then up here in the mental dimension, we have this Nine of Cups. Cups, the suit of the heart. And so these almost seem flip-flopped. This is not just simple happiness here. This is sort of beginning to get all of the things that we want. Nines being the cards where the suit's almost completed, not quite to the tens, but getting close to the final expression of that suit. And I always think of this card as, there used to be a song that I'd hear sometimes when I was a kid, and sometimes especially at the holidays, that was titled, "Is That All There Is?" And so this is that feeling of we've gotten all of these things, and we've gotten maybe some success in life and some relationship success and all of that, and for some reason we may still be feeling a sense of emptiness. And coming again as this does in the mental dimension, that tells me that it's a function of where we're placing our attention. In the relationship between these two cards in this spread that we've already talked about, it really is about our mental and emotional landscape influencing or in some ways and sometimes in controlling our experience of things, as opposed to just taking things the way they are what they are, and experiencing them. They're getting colored by our habits of attention. Very important to, if you meditate, to spend some extra time doing that. Spend some time each day, though, in stillness and quiet, and cultivating a sense of gratitude coming into this weekend. However things turn out, we will be well served by a little bit of extra time spent in those sorts of activities this week. If you don't already have a regular meditation practice, I would encourage you to take that up. Be advised that it's not something that you can do for 5 minutes a couple days and then it solves all your problems. It's something that has to be cultivated over time, but certainly worth beginning if we don't already do that, and if it's something that we do, then make sure that we're attentive to that, and we're promoting good mental hygiene and a calm, centered nervous system coming into this week. Then we've got this 5 of swords up here in the spiritual dimension. Spiritual dimension being the part of our lives that is involved with legacy, with meaning, with trying to understand ourselves and our lives and our place in the universe. And we have this 5 of swords, and it is styled defeat in the Thoth deck. This card can be about experiencing defeat, or it can be about winning ugly. It is about someone following their baser instincts and not really looking at the long term. I would say, in the context of everything else that's going on in this reading, that we don't want to be that person. We don't want to be the one who just goes for kind of the quick, ugly kill to get what we want in the short term, and doesn't look at the longer term impacts on others and on ourselves of our actions. So we can draw inspiration here from this star card, inspiration and hope. We want to try as best we can to mitigate all of the trauma and ugliness, and at least not be the ones who perpetuate all of that. We want to try to focus on gratitude, focus on light, focus on clarity and calm and love, and acting out of our best selves. And if we can do that, we can get through all of the stuff, all of the ugliness that anybody else dishes out to us, or that the world throws at us. We can get through that if we hold love and truth and light in our hearts. That's the way I would see this one. I'd love to hear how it plays out this week. Thank you for joining me again this week. I hope that you have a beautiful week to come. And those of you in the U.S., I hope that you have a lovely celebration of the Thanksgiving holiday at the end of the week. We will be back again soon with more on this channel. And in the meantime, as always, I wish you peace, every blessing. Take care of yourself.